the Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II, a compact powerhouse that's left many enthusiasts and professionals alike wondering if it's worth the investment. But before you buy, let's dive into an honest review 2026. But here's what surprised me about this camera: its ability to pack a punch in a remarkably small package. For the best price, click the link in the description. /N. One of the standout features of the Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II is its impressive 24-72 lens, which allows for an incredible range of focal lengths without the need for separate lenses. This means you can capture everything from sweeping landscapes to intimate portraits with ease. However, I was initially skeptical about this camera's autofocus capabilities. After all, how well could a compact camera possibly compete with its larger DSLR counterparts? Therefore, let me tell you what surprised me about the Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II's autofocus. It's lightning fast and remarkably accurate. For the best price, click the link in the description. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, but isn't this just another overpriced compact camera? But that's where you'd be wrong. The Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II is an absolute beast when it comes to video recording. With 4K resolution at 30 FPS and a whopping 10 FPS continuous shooting mode, you'll never miss a moment. However, there's one major drawback: battery life. Now, I'm not one to complain about batteries. In fact, I'm quite fond of them. After all, who doesn't love a good power-up? But seriously, this camera can run through its batteries in no time if you're shooting extensively. Therefore, be sure to pack your spare batteries when heading out on a shoot. Now that we've gotten the not-so-glamorous details out of the way, let's talk about what really matters: image quality. And trust me, the Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II delivers with exceptional detail and color accuracy. You'll be snapping like a pro in no time. But don't just take my word for it. I've included some sample shots at the end of this review to show off its capabilities. Rehook. So what makes the Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II so special? Well, aside from its impressive specs and features, it's also an absolute joy to use. With a comfortable grip and intuitive controls, you'll be navigating your way through menus in no time, even for those who aren't exactly tech-savvy. However, I must admit that the lack of optical zoom can be a bit of a letdown at times. Therefore, if you're looking for a camera with serious telephoto capabilities, this might not be the best choice. But hey, being able to carry around an extra lens is always a plus, right? Rehook. Now, I know some of you may still be wondering what makes the Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II worth your hard-earned cash. Well, let me tell you, it's all about the experience. With this camera, you'll be able to capture life's precious moments in stunning detail and with effortless ease. However, I must say that the lack of weather sealing is a bit of a bummer. Therefore, if you're planning on taking your camera out into the great outdoors, or even just on a rainy day, be sure to pack a rain jacket, or 2 or 3. For the best price, click the link in the description. Now that we've covered all the pros and cons, let's talk about who this camera is for. If you're an aspiring photographer looking for a reliable and feature-packed compact camera, then the Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II is definitely worth considering. However, if you're a serious enthusiast or professional looking for more advanced features, such as weather sealing or more extensive manual controls, then you might want to look elsewhere. Therefore, it's essential to weigh your needs carefully before making a decision. Resolution. So there you have it, an honest review of the Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II. And what did I conclude? That this camera is an absolute powerhouse that's perfect for those looking for a reliable and feature-packed compact camera. However, don't just take my word for it. Be sure to check out the sample shots at the end of this review to see the Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II in action. And as always, remember, when it comes to photography, practice makes perfect, so get snapping and have fun.